Yo, what is up, my people? So I got another moment to do a quick little video, right? So I was talking to people about parenting, and I was gonna talk about some stuff that I do with my kids, right? Because I have 4 kids. My oldest is 11, I got 8, I got a 6, I got a 3-year-old who's almost 4. And in my household, everybody has chores. We all have stuff we're responsible for and that we have to do. So when I first was teaching the kids how to do some of the chores, you know, things that they were able to accomplish at their age and capability and competency, I would have them just assigned to do something that I asked them to do. And I say, hey, you got to do it because I asked you to do it. That's the plain and simple skinny of it. If I ask you to do it, you got to do it. Or you at least got to give it your best effort, and then, you know, I'll come follow up and help you learn a better technique or what needs to be done differently to get it done with more quality and expertise. So over time, they all got to the point where they learned pretty basic amount of things they can do. You know, they can wipe off the counter, they can help with some dishes, they can load a dishwasher, unload a dishwasher, they can help fold some clothes, they can do some vacuuming, sweeping, mopping, in the bathroom. You know, they can clean the sink, clean the counter, clean the mirror, wipe some stuff down, etc. Like basic stuff that, you know, kids should start learning in time how to do so they can help keep the household in order, because, you know, usually the chaos comes from children, sometimes parents and adults, but, you know, it just varies depending on your household. So anyways, I got to a point where every week they were going on a rotation, and each week everyone had assigned tasks. So every day they got home from school, I split up all the chores into a list and had everyone doing whatever chores they had to do for that week. And it worked out well for, let's say, a month, maybe 2 months. Every week it rotated, so everyone had different chores to do every week. Of course, I had a different level of scrutiny that I would scrutinize for my older children than my younger children. I can't expect a 3 and a 6-year-old to wipe something down or have the same quality and level of effort as I can a kid who is 8 or 10. So there is definitely a difference in the amount of work I had to do to follow up with the different children based on who had what task, because, you know, it just wouldn't be fair to make them all have to accomplish the same thing at the same level, because they're not quite at that level yet. But what I did do now to transition from that is I want my kids to practice learning about leadership, and I want them to practice learning about ownership of having something done and being responsible. So I've now adjusted the chore schedule where for my 3 older kids, the 11-year-old, 8-year-old, and 6-year-old, each week they rotate being the person in charge. And I say, hey, the person in charge, you are in charge of all the chores. You are held responsible for every single chore in the house being done. But right now you have delegated authority from mommy and daddy, right? When you have this delegated authority, it means that you are allowed to tell any of your siblings what chore you want them to do, and they have to go do it. And if they don't, come let mom or daddy know, and we'll enforce to make sure that the person you said has to do it has to do it. Now, this has helped in the dynamic of their relationships and how they treat each other, how they talk to one another, and how they interact, because they each know that at some point the other person is going to be in charge. And so I said, you guys need to practice exhibiting traits of quality leadership. I said, leadership comes from a servant place, not from just a boss everyone around place. I said, so you could make one of your siblings do everything, but at some point they're going to be in charge and they may require you to do everything. You could assign tasks for someone to do and then be there and say, hey, I'm going to help you do this so we can get it done twice as fast, so we can go relax, play video games, watch TV, play on our tablets, do whatever we want to do when we're done with our chores. So it's been interesting to see how this has been working, because each of them are learning how to select who is going to do what task. Sometimes the persons that are not in charge will volunteer to do tasks to just help get everything done a little bit faster. It's creating a more of a teamwork environment where one person's responsible, but everyone is putting in towards getting things done. And it's been really interesting because now, whenever I see something that's not done, I just call the person who is responsible for that week and say, hey, I need to get this done. And then they either come and just get it done real quick because they don't want to hear my mouth, or they'll come back to the person who was assigned that task, say, hey, you know, we got to go work on this a little more. It wasn't done to the quality or excellence that mommy and daddy require, so we got to go, you know, we got to go work on it. And just seeing this dynamic and them practicing these leadership skills and how they're helping each other out, assigning each other tasks based on their skills and capabilities, and working together, I think it's really going to pan out. I'm going to continue doing it for some more weeks because I think I like the way that it's working. I also want to give a good rotation so everyone has a chance to have multiple times of leading the others, because right now, you know, as kids, it's dynamics of things that I just want them to learn. As they get older, I would hope that as siblings, they learn to work well with one another. But I told them, in leadership, you learn something. There is a time to lead and a time to follow. And right now, they're getting a chance to practice that in application with chores around our house, which hopefully will translate for them when they get in other environments. But I just want to share something that was working and it's been working. It took a little bit of progression because I had to teach them how to do every chore to a certain standard level first, and then get them some practice doing it so they were able to do it with excellence. And now it's to the point where, you know, they're sort of managing themselves. Every day they come home from school, they know the person responsible knows that they're going to get held responsible for everything getting done. And so they're sort of working on their own to get it all completed, and it's been pretty cool to see. Hopefully that helps someone else that has kids, multi-kid household, whatever, you know, it might be something that could work out for you. So far, I have not had to manage any big fights. I did tell the kids, though, that while they're practicing the times, that they have their own autonomy to make decisions for who does what chore. Mommy and Daddy still had the ultimate say in what needed to get done or who would do it. And if we saw someone unfairly or abusing their power in their delegated authority, that we would step in and make changes or corrections to what it is that they're trying to do. So it's not anything that, you know, we're letting become a tension point to make the relationship for them as siblings worse. We're using it as something, as a learning experience for them to get better at leadership, but also they can work on increasing the relationship that they have with one another as siblings.